Tired of the silence, the sugar-coated lies. Another headline screaming behind vacant eyes. They build up their walls so high and so strong, but the truth's gonna break through before too long. Every single day, the same damn old game, pointing all the fingers, nobody takes the blame. This pressure's building, it's starting to crack. Ain't no turning back now, ain't no holding back. I'm about to say it, yeah, I'm about to scream. Tired of the fake smiles, living in a dream. The real life's bleeding out in the cold. Gotta break the mold, gotta let it unfold. I'm about to say it, every single word. The uncomfortable truth finally gonna be heard. I'm gonna say it.
Good morning, everybody. Sister Bernice, can you give us a disclaimer?
Welcome to hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. Some things said in today's show are alleged and for entertainment and educational purposes only. If you are below the age of 18, we request that you leave the live now. Enjoy.
All right, I appreciate that, Sister Bernice. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing great today. Hope your Monday's starting off right. But listen, some things we're going to talk about today, or we're going to listen to and discuss and talk about. Smurder Rap has interviewed Mob James. One of my moderators and I, we always talked about possibly when it comes to the Tupac unaliving, that people who were there or people that were around that time or that are knowledgeable that was going on with the situation, by it being some 29, 30 years later, maybe they've changed and want to actually come out and talk about what really happened, or just people change their lives. No longer are they part of the street families or participating actively in banging out in the streets, and they just want to put it on the table. And so Smurder Rap interviewed Mob James, and there was some things that he stated that I think people haven't necessarily looked at this situation from that perspective. And just listening to him, I'm wondering, is he one that's like, hey, it's 3 decades later, my mind state is more mature now, my living situation is different now. Let me just put this out on the table. Lori, welcome in. How you doing? Have y'all made it back home? And so we have three different segments we're going to listen to. But we're going to go ahead. Thank you for that heart, me, Lori. We're going to go ahead and we are going to start. And understand it's not in order per se, but we're just going to listen to it and then we'll discuss it. And remember, after each audio is over, we will have the panel open for those who would like to come up and say or speak on it, what you heard, and just take it in. And remember, there's no right or wrong when it comes to an opinion. It's an opinion. That's what it is. However, all we recommend and all we ask for is respect. Okay? If you come in and you cannot be respectful, if you don't wipe your feet before you come in our house, we will get you. That's not a threat. That's a promise. All right? We all are grown folks on here, should be. Sister Bernice told you, if you below the age of 18, you need to get on and up out of here. You should have been gone. So we're going to respect you, but we need respect in return here. All right? So let's go. Demetrius, welcome in, brother. How you doing? Thank you for that heart, me. All right, so this one is Mob James, and he speaks on Trayvon Lane should have been dealt with after Tupac's unaliving. Baby Lane was the... Let's go.
Let's talk about Orlando Anderson. What was
Facts,
his
sis.
reputation?
Respect is earned, not
He was a
given.
little
Exactly.
gangster. He was a shooter. Tupac didn't know him, and he was one of them little cats that, damn, this nigga is a rapper, and he jumped on me. You can't go back to Compton with that on your head. So he did what he was supposed to do. And no street nigga, no gang member can be mad at it. Period. And he did his thing. And that really wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem that we had, or I had in the neighborhood, that it was Tupac that took off on him. The Pirus in the South Side was already at war. So you got at least 10, 12 Pirus there. They should have handled that, not Tupac. If they would have handled that, we could have took that war right back to the streets of Compton. We dropped the ball because we allowed Tupac
Thank you for
to
that
take
friendship
off.
necklace,
What
Lori.
that make the hood look like? This is my perspective. And for Trayvon punk ass to, damn, I said your name, homeboy, to tell Tupac that's the one that took my chain, and Tupac went and took off, he's a coward. And he's one of the guys I said that shouldn't have been on death row.
Already? Your live contains things that some man. All right, y'all. Okay. Gosh, we didn't even say it nothing
Got
yet,
a
man.
warning already? What the man?
Yeah. This is wild. I don't even know. All right. So they're gonna restrict this for 10 minutes, y'all. Well, I don't care. Let's keep going. I don't care. I'm tired. This is crazy. Oh no, this is what I was gonna say before we was rudely interrupted by this platform. Um, they needs to be worried about some WAR that's being started in order to uh, create deception of somebody that they support that's orange, raping and unaliving kids. That's what they should be worried about. But here's what I was going to say. Mob James is not calling Pac um, a wuss or anything like that. He's talking about uh, Trayvon Lane. He's saying he should have been the one that dealt with Orlando instead of telling Pac, "Hey, that's the one who snatched my chain or whatnot." That's what he's saying. I just want to make sure we put everybody where they need to be. He's not calling. He's not saying Pac is, weak or anything like that. He's talking about Trayvon Lane.
And Tupac lost his life for it. So if anybody, he should have been dealt with. He shouldn't be
Correct,
here.
Big Mel.
And I'm talking
Right,
about
little brother.
right after it happened. He shouldn't be here.
It makes good sense. Like he's not lying.
So there's no defense. I didn't know Tupac was just going to take off like that.
No, I wasn't there. But when I was told what happened, how the hell Tupac take off on him? Mind you, and I keep saying it, Tupac has never laid eyes on Orlando. He had no clue about what a Crip in Compton was or looked like. And they try to kill that theory, even Trayvon. I didn't say nothing to him. How could you not say nothing to him and Tupac just went and took off on a random person? He looked up and knew it was Orlando that tried to take your chain. Trayvon should have went and handled his business. And the outcome would have been totally different. Totally different. And I blame that on the hood. I blame that me and everybody else because after the fact, did nothing happen to Trayvon. Tupac is gone. Now look where Death Row went after Tupac was out of here. Straight downhill. That was the demise of Death Row.
Did you watch Neckbone's interview with Vlad TV
Yeah, I watched a few of
of
them.
his account of what happened?
I believe everybody, if it's coming out of their mouth, is as accurate as he wanted it to be. I got a lot of respect for Neckbone. He's truly one
Thank you for that, Harmony Rochelle. How you doing, Bestie?
real ones in the hood about the business. He changed his life, and got a lot of love for him. Some things I was scratching my head too, like, but oh well. Everybody has their point of views, what they recollect it to be or what it wasn't. So I can't debate it. I mean, I can debate it. I can't go on my podcast and say, I don't remember that shit, or he right about that. I think he kept it a buck as much as he said, yeah. But see, Neckbone is one that he ain't finna give you just talk like that. He been there, done that, so he was careful.
He blamed that incident with Pac kind of running off on Frank Alexander, the bodyguard, saying Frank should have been the one to grab him, and Frank was there to keep Tupac from himself.
Frank Alexander did not know Tupac was finna go take off on somebody he don't know.
Right.
So he didn't know where the target was. People need to open their eyes and pay attention.
Right.
Look at the video, look at the situation. Ask yourself, what's the link between Tupac and Orlando? None.
And I don't think it's been put out there in that context throughout these whole 3 decades. And that's why I'm saying, like, hearing different people's point of view is good. And I'm hoping that this is a change in Mob James to where he's saying, listen, let me just put this out on. It's been long enough. Again, I'm not active out there like that, which I don't think he is. I don't know him personally. Let me put that out there. So he could still be. But he seems like he's just not that. He's in the mind state that he was 30 years ago. And that he's trying to bring some type of relevance to what's going on, or but the unaliving of Pac. And again, we've said it before, and we'll continue saying it. This is a life that has been taken that we've never recovered from, as far as when it comes to the music or the hip hop culture as a whole. And so I like so far I like how he's putting it. It's just, this is what it is. I'm gonna put it on the table. If this person is wrong, they got what they got, and then and even I'm not gonna speak too much more. I'll let him finish it up. Go ahead.
They have no dealings whatsoever, ever. Tupac first time ever seeing that little man was that night. Trayvon was in an altercation with the man before. The man tried to take your chain. He know exactly who he is. So Tupac and Trey is right here. Everybody else is over here. All of a sudden, he just take off on Orlando. Everybody should know how to do math. And it is what it is.
Why do you think Tupac did that?
Tupac wanted to be a part of them, the Death Row Goons. Tupac wanted to show his loyalty that he was with it to the Death Row Goons. Tupac wanted to be a part and put himself in a position that he was seen with Death Row Goons. And he tried his best, he did him. And he put himself in the wrong place. He should have allowed the Death Row Goons to conduct business. You're an artist. Something happened to you, Everybody ain't nobody getting a paycheck no more.
Okay, Lori, I'll check it out
If
after
my
the
theory
show.
wrong,
Did
ain't
y'all
nobody
made it
getting
home
no
safely?
check
You
no
said,
more.
right?
It was over.
Ooh,
Do you remember the day that Orlando Anderson died?
hold on, Dimple Cheese. She said the irony. He wanted to show his loyalty, yet no one had loyalty towards him. Powerful, bestie, powerful, and W Dimple Cheeks in the live. That's powerful and true.
Died.
Yeah.
Walk me through what you remember about that day or
Now we're
about his
talking
murder,
about
which he
Baby
instigated.
Lane
I
being
think
unalive.
my daughter mama called me and told me. And it was something like, you don't have to worry about Orlando no more. Why the fuck am I worried about Orlando? I ain't
No,
worried about
Orlando.
Orlando.
Sorry, Orlando.
Well, he got killed doing his thing. What did he do best? Somebody owed him some money. He owed somebody some money. He linked up with cats just like him, a gunner,
Oh,
and
okay,
they
okay, good.
went at
Y'all
it
keep having
and
fun.
they
And
lost their
tell my
lives.
boy I said what's
It
good
wasn't
with you,
nothing for
Reaper.
me, this street shit. So it didn't bother me. It didn't irritate me. It didn't make me happy or sad. It's like, damn, for real? It's coming.
The Stones, the corner pocket Crips that he got into it with, Jerry and their uncle and nephew. Did you know anything about their reputation?
They was with it. You don't have to be a Pyru to be gangster. It was some real cats in Compton that conduct business. And whether you was a D-boy, whether you was a robber, if you was in that line of work doing your thing, you was about the business. And those cats were about the business. And it's
Yeah, right,
unfortunate
Big Mel.
that
They had a newspaper clipping put up on it.
if I don't give a fuck and you don't give a fuck and we cross paths, somebody gonna die.
Right.
In our world, part of life.
So with an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Shit gonna happen. Shit gonna happen. And it did. Orlando was definitely one of the youngest
Double G
but
said we
looked
love
upon
TikTok
as
Shop.
a rider. For real, I'll take your life, I'm woo woo. That sounds crazy to say, I'm gonna give him his props, but I lived that life.
That's something else I want to point out here too. If this platform will let me without flagging me. Just being out there as a teenager in this type of environment and lifestyle, the fact that Mob James, given the flag that he represents, is giving a person of an opposing flag the props, that shows growth. That shows a change of heart. That shows a maturity because that's something that you just don't do. In fact, I'm gonna share something with y'all without trying to share too much with y'all. But the set that I was in, there were some disloyal people in there. But the way I was known in the city is that if it was time to get to the work, I was gonna get to the work. It didn't matter when it was. I was on go. And a leader of the arrival flag, we'll just say VL, just for now. He was over the VL, and he had known about me and had a pro. In fact, we lived in the same apartment complex, and he had approached me about coming over and joining their flag. And not gonna lie, I had momentary insanity, and I was thinking about it. I'm like giving it some thought, like, and I knew the repercussions. So it was crazy that I even thought about it, but I didn't do it. Of course, I'm still talking to you, so you know I didn't do it. But what I did, I ended up having the color of their flag tied around my left foot, my left shoe. So when I walk, I'm constantly stepping on their flag. And I was walking my oldest daughter's mother to work one day. And that leader came out his apartment as we were bending the corner to go to her job. And he saw me with that on my foot. I thought it was going to go down then. But he had enough respect for me. He asked me if I made my decision. I told him I was going to stay where I was. And luckily, nothing happened. But just to show you, that's something that is a dangerous game when it comes to something like this. He could have easily had my thoughts on the sidewalk. You understand? So it's a dangerous game. The fact that Mob James is doing this, I can appreciate this. I can appreciate the realness. I can appreciate the rawness, and I got the utmost respect for him for doing this.
I knew exactly the lifestyle he was living. I can't down him for it. Now I'm a hypocrite if I do that. But looking at it from that perspective, he was a rider. Looking at it on the other side of the fence, like I see it now, we were stupid.
See?
And we was taking life for nothing.
Jessica
And
Watts, welcome in and welcome to hashtag I'm gonna say it.
Living the way he was looking for.
And then his good friend Loal Duro got 3 life sentences for it.
Like I said, we all pay a price. We all pay a price.
Some of the other Crips that were, allegedly involved in Tupac's murder, of course, Keefe said all the stuff he said. He originally claimed Orlando Anderson is the one that pulled the trigger. It was Orlando's payback to get that night. But he has also said that, these guys, Terrence Brown and DeAndre Smith, were in the car.
I think everybody that was in that car is dead.
They are.
And that's why Keepin went on the rant he did. Because all these guys, he the only one left. So, the one that was sitting behind the driver,
DeAndre Smith, the big guy.
He chose not to get the gun and do whatever.
Oh, we love TikTok shop.
Dre was like, no. And Lane's like, give it to Papa too.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, rolled down the window, popped.
So, from what Keepin said, allegedly, he passed it to Orlando. Orlando reached over him and did what he had to do. Keepin should have never said nothing.
You brought up Dre Smith saying, no, not me. I'm not going to be the one to shoot. What would be from a street perspective in the gang, what would the reaction be to that?
He shouldn't have never been in that car.
Real spill.
He basically told Keepin I ain't cut like that. I ain't doing that. And he did respect that. And Orlando was one that said, "Fuck you, give it here." Who is supposed to actually win 2 anyway.
So, in other words, like if Dre wasn't going to get down like that, he should have never gotten a Cadillac.
Should have never been with them, period. He put himself in the wrong place. And he shouldn't have been there.
All right, y'all. So, put a 1 in the live if you want to come up on the panel. Remember, you got a strict 2-minute time limit to get your statements out. Big Mel said these are the real LA that's telling it. Yeah, and I think that's what we need, not these conspiracies. Exactly, little brother. That's what we need. And that's why I find this so welcoming, man. Like to have Mob James come out and speak like he speaks. Shout out and salute to him. Because let's be honest, it's really time to put all of this to rest. It's time for the Shakur family. It's time for the Biggs kids and for all of them to just get the proper. I don't even know if it's a proper thing because it's hard to say. There's no closure to it. It's gonna hurt regardless. But just it's time to put this to rest. Let's welcome our hip hop historian Big Mel to the panel.
Yep, about time. I'm glad I had told you about, that channel. They also break down Biggie's too to a T. Like you got to go all the way from like it's multiple parts. They've been doing this since like 2017, 2018, all the way up to 2026. Like it's very detailed.
Mm.
Yeah, like I've been knew this back in the day, years ago, like in the 2010s. I was like, yo, that dude that Tupac jumped in them, and that dude came back and did a retaliation. It was just common sense. I just put two and two together, and then me doing more research on who Baby Lane was, I was like, oh yeah, he definitely did that. And
Mm-hmm.
two, it's like it's details. Like even in that fight, Pac broke his chain. His chain broke. The medallion. He didn't have he wasn't wearing a death row chain towards the end. He had like a medallion with like this like angel or something like on it or something like that. This like
Yeah, the
dark angel.
circle one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And that got broke. And in the MGM video, you could see Pac looking at his hands, just looking at the hands and stuff. He had the chain in his hands, realizing that he broke it.
Mm.
And then you see Buntree, which is Mob James' brother, bro. Buntree had tapped Trayvon on the back, like, yeah, you got your get back. There you go. There you go.
Mm.
Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
All those little details in the video. But when Pac got back to the hotel, the Lexor hotel, I think it was either Kadada or Frank Alexander. Somebody fixed his chain, so he put it back on. But heck yeah, but Baby Lane fought back too. He was just outnumbered
Right. Right.
because
He was.
He felt Pac was banging on him. Like, nah, don't tell me where I'm from. You're not finna bang on me, bro. I'm really a gangster for real. You just a rapper. Chill out.
Mm-hmm.
And Pac was like, nah, I ain't going for that, and punched the dude. And then Baby Lane punched him right back. He punched Pac right back. And that's when everybody bum rushed Baby Lane. That was it.
Okay. Let me ask you this: do you think that what Mob James is saying, to the extent of where Pac should have never been the one that even got involved, it should have just been
Oh,
handled by.
100%, 100%. Like this beef been going on for decades. Pyrus and Southside, they still don't like each other today in 2026, bro. It's real war between those two those two sets.
Oh,
Still
I
today
see.
that they don't go over on no side. That because you usually got sets that go over into other people's territories, but Southside and Pyru, they don't go in each other territories. They still on that type of time. And I feel like yes, Trayvon, he shouldn't have whispered that into Pac's ear like that, bro. After a fight, bro, y'all supposed to be positive. Like leave that gangster stuff. Wait till y'all go back to LA for that, Y'all the gangsters, bro. Y'all handle that. Not no rapper, not no actor, not no poet, none of that. He's the cash cow, bro. He's the one that's bringing the income in for y'all. That Pac changed Suge Knight life, bro. And Suge Knight got mad about that. And 6 months later, the Notorious B.I.G. went to L.A. And Suge was in jail because of the Pac situation when Suge had put it was on video of him kicking Baby Lane and stuff while Baby
Mm-hmm.
Lane was balled up and stuff trying to protect himself. And while he was in jail, while he was in prison, Suge Knight baby mama had came. They was having conversations and stuff like that, visiting. They was of course they're not gonna do it over the phone. Come on now, they track all that. But them
Facts.
having a conversation about how we gonna get Big. I heard Big. He's out here. He just came. He just got out here in L.A. February, all through February. So that gave them time to come up with a plan to ambush Big, bro, or Puff,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
to ambush Big or Puff. One of them. But Suge was gonna get his get back, bro, because you took my big artist. I'm gonna take yours too.
Facts. I think that's what happened too. Um, Here's what I tell you this: you at work or you good? You can stay up.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm about to leave like in like an hour, but I'm good now.
Okay. Okay. Little brother, you want to come up?
Yeah, hang on a second.
Okay. Let's see if I can pause your time real quick.
I had I got a lawnmower in my background because I'm walking to a bus stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear it. Okay. You good now, though. I can hear you clear.
Um, yeah. I actually didn't know all that stuff that that guy was talking about. Like I said, I was like 15, 16 years old. My parents were strict as hell. They weren't having none of that crap. So when as a kid, I'm ignorant to a lot of shit, and I will proudly say I was a big ass nerd. So I didn't know any of this stuff that was going on. But one thing my parents, especially my dad, he told me, like, look, whatever you got going on, if you start something, you better finish it. Don't sit here try to bring anybody else in on it. And that's what that guy did, because he basically had the inkling in his head, oh, well, if I go after dude, I can end up killed or whatever. Oh, excuse me, unalived or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get Tupac to handle it, which was stupid on his part. Because as the guy said, that's the money right there. Why are you gonna sit here and do something that can get the money in trouble or stopped? Which that's what ended up happening. That's what ended up happening. The money stopped, and as he said, that was due to the fall of Death Row after all that happened. So I mean, yeah, that's just more information that's coming out, and it's always little factors that cause it. It's always little things that lead to the big event of something happening. And it's where now, 30 years later, we're sitting here finding out all the little events that led to Tupac's unaliving.
That's facts, little brother. And I forgot. Give it up. Y'all W Big Mel and W my little brother Matthew in the live. Babe, I'm coming to you. Can you talk, or you with a patient? Or do you care? I know you don't really get into none of this, but yeah, she's definitely in her thing. Sis, can you talk, or are you with my niece and nephew? Okay. All right, y'all. So I think she's handling the babies, and that's okay. We understand that. We're gonna go on to the next segment, right? And this one, it's still, like I said, it's still Smurder Rap, and it's Mob James being interviewed. But this time, he's talking about it's Mob James on Suge getting 28 years in prison for the unaliving of Terry Carter. Um, okay, no problem. I just want to make sure I was giving you your opportunity if you wanted to. Terry Carter. You know what? I'll let him tell you who Terry Carter is. Yeah, we'll go that route.
So another big development since we spoke. Suge's in prison now.
Yeah.
What do you remember from that day with Terry Carter and all that business and the movie set? They were shooting a promotion, not the actual film straight out of Compton. They were shooting a promo for it.
Suge was at his best, getting at Dre, telling Dre, you owe me, I want $1 million for using my likes or using, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, here's the thing.
Using him as a character in the movie and all that, yeah.
Here's the thing. These tactics he's been using the whole time, it didn't work. I don't owe you shit. Dre walked away from Death Row with $0. He walked away. Dre realized that it was best to leave before he really got caught up in something he didn't want. And he did the right thing. And Suge let him go. Now Suge is pressing him for money because Suge money is low. So he thought it was gonna work. The only reason why it didn't work, now you got another real motherfucker involved.
Who is?
You know his name. I don't want to say his name on TV. Yeah, but I can say it, and he might appreciate it. Bone.
Yeah.
And he wasn't letting it go down because this is his job, to protect Dre. And Suge thought he was going to get past that because he was Suge and of the same lifestyle. No, Suge, you better realize you weren't born into this shit. You was welcomed into this shit because of what you were doing, giving up money and hiring people to be who they are, to make you look good. So he paid for it. So all Suge had to do is get out the car. You this big old gangster. Get out the car and fight. Boom. Get out. But you got all this power, but it's depleted now. So you got to fight your own battles. And when it came to fighting his own battles, his truth came out. He ducked his head, he was scared, and he drove the fuck off. Not looking up to see Terry there. Do I think if he was looking, would he have ran over Terry? No. So can we say accidental? He didn't mean it.
Hey,
But you
Chrissy,
killed him out of fear.
happy Monday to you.
So you still
Thank you
liable
for joining us.
this man's life.
He said I'm late as always. It's
But
okay.
Suge was
Thank you for
scared,
that heart meat.
and Suge put himself in a position because he wanted some money. And he thought he was gonna punk Dre and get it. And it didn't work for him. And now he got 28 years of that. But here's the thing. You got a man that's dead. Ain't coming back. Ain't coming back. So Terry Carter is the only life that Suge had to pay for. Not my brothers, not Harron's, not, Jake's, not Hen Dogs, not Chin's, and the list go on. Big B, he didn't have to pay for none of those lives that we lost in the process of dealing with Death Row. So at the end of the day, Death Row is gone. We got 10, 15 homies that's gone, friends that's gone, and so it should. Evil do not win. We all lost.
Facts.
Yeah, Bone worked on Unsolved series,
Yeah.
and I talked to him on set a few times.
Okay.
He's and we talked a little bit about the incident
Right.
with there at Tams with Terry Carter and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe Bones, when he took off on Suge should have got out the car. Bottom line, two grown-ass men. Suge didn't have to worry about the gun theory came up. You didn't have to worry about being rack-packed. Because if you was rack-packed by Bones, that's a different issue. I believe everybody would have came out if they rack-packed him. Everybody got Suge back at that point. But the way it went down, we've been doing that for too long for him. Fighting his battles. Fighting the Rams football team. Fighting this individual because this dude looked at his wife or his girl or whatever chick was under his arm. People got beat up for all the wrong reasons. And then when he get beat up, he cried. He cried.
Wow. Once again, let's give it up for them. Mob James and for Smurder Rap for even putting this together. That's great.
Oh
in
yeah.
itself.
Yeah, I knew a lot of this stuff before Smurder Rap, but Smurder Rap went into like real super detail. Like they were talking about like how Big went to Compton, Big and Mace and Stevie J went to Compton, you know, and you know them members, bro. They was all talking about like at the celebrity basketball game. Oh, we gonna get y'all. Don't worry about. We gonna get y'all. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Talking all that stuff to Mace and all that at the celebrity basketball game, and that had Mace shook. Mace got so shook from that to where he was like, "I ain't going to that party, bro. Brandy, let's go to the party." Nah, baby, let's just stay here. Let's just stay in this hotel.
In the hotel, yeah.
Because he knew what happened later on that week, on what was gonna happen, and it's like, Mace, how come you didn't say nothing to Big and all this other stuff and Puff like that, bro? If you knew that something was finna go down when they was talking all this gangster stuff, what they was finna do to y'all. Like this dude, they was threatening y'all. And y'all was already getting phone calls and everything. And these dudes was right in y'all face telling y'all what they was gonna do to y'all.
Yes. Now, Big Mill, let's think about this, little brother. We know Gene already said that he got the call from Unique Mecca Audio, and he went and told Puff when they was it Andre's house, I think they was at?
It could have been Andre. He rented out a mansion, I believe, in L.A. Right? Or
Yeah, in L.A.
yeah, yeah.
So now think about it. If Mace had done what you just said, especially when Big Gene was trying to tell Puff that that's what was going to go down, he had just gotten this call and this intel on what was going to happen. That would have been a perfect time for Mace to say, "Hey, well, at the basketball game, this is what was said. This is what they were doing." We could have had a completely different outcome now.
Yes,
So,
because he was like, because Gene did a show back in the day, back in like 2015, 2016 on YouTube, and Mace had called Gene while he was live on YouTube, and they got into it, and Gene was like, "How come you ain't say nothing? How come you ain't tell? How come you ain't go to the party, Mace?" He was like, "Oh, because y'all ninja was snakes. Okay, if they was snakes, bro, come
mm,
on, bro." You already had the
mm,
intel. How come you ain't say nothing to nobody? You just kept it on the hush hush, and you decided just to I'ma just stay in the hotel. I ain't gonna tell nobody, but I'm trying to save me. I ain't trying to save nobody else. That's snakish right there. That give
that
off snake
part.
vibes too.
That part. How your man's not gonna look out for you? How you not gonna look out for the team? I agree with you so much on that,
Scary.
man.
They had him so shook. They had him scary up in LA, bro. Them G members had him scared.
He wasn't ready, man. He wasn't ready. And the thing about it, Gene said he even had to go up there and help Mace get out of the hotel.
He was scary, you know? Like what was it? Yeah, he stayed in the hotel, and after that situation, bro, he had called Gene to help him get up out the hotel because them G members was there waiting. You know,
Mm-hmm.
once they got big and all them, bro, it just got infested of G members. It got at that whole LA, wherever Bad Boy was at, the vicinity, it just got infested after Big got hit up.
That is so right. Double Chief said it needed to be looked into more. Curious to hear Mace give his version, scared or not. Yeah, um, it'd be good for him to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I think Mace and Lil C's are scared to come out and say their piece. Now, Little C's done flip flop back and forth so many times, and again, I find that hard to stomach because you Biggs was your man. Talking about Little C's, Big put you on, man. Like to me, when something like this happened, you got to be the voice of your man. You got to tell what really happened, and as we see, I don't think C's done that. I
Yeah,
mean,
Lil C's was a young little teenager at that time. Shit, right
yeah.
now I think he about like 47 or something like that, 46, 47 now.
Mm-hmm. Find time to come out and tell what happened. Speak your piece, because I get it. I know that Puff still got some reach out here in the street and stuff like that. But if it wasn't for Big, nobody would ever know who C's was. And so I just have a hard time stomaching that or even having respect for Lil C's after that. There's a real spill. But since we're here, let's go ahead and transition to our final piece. And it's touching on this. It's
Uh,
Mob James is
can
going to
I?
confirm. Go ahead.
Oh,
Are
I
you
was
talking?
gonna say, and what was really messed up is right after, because Puff had went into the hospital and stuff. He busted through the hospital doors and went up to Gene. He was like, "Hey, yo, Gene, we gotta pray." And then Gene was like, "Pray for what? That ninja's dead. Oh, that he's unalived."
Mm-hmm.
And he threw Puff hands off him like, "Get off me!" And Gene just walked out the hospital. And right after that, Puff, that same night, Puff took a the jet right back to New York. Left him,
Scared.
left him. While Big had that tube in his mouth, laying
Mm-hmm.
on that gurney in the
Mm-hmm.
hospital, unconscious, gone, just like that. That same night.
And so now, with that being put on the table, I'm glad you brought that up. So now, when we hear Jonathan Hayes say that Diddy SA'd him and finished himself off by wiping, you know, his baby batter off with a Notorious B.I.G. t-shirt, it lets us know the narcissism, the that they weren't true friends. Like he tries to proclaimed they was. And I'm gonna be honest, that also makes me feel like even more he's a part of Notorious B.I.G.'s unalive. I'm saying it's my opinion. But let's get into it. Mob James is going to speak on it, and he says he claims or confirms claims that Biggie hung out with Southside Crips in Compton. And so let's see how that all tied into this. And this is the
Hello.
final.
Yup.
Right on, right?
One other thing I touched on was, and I think you and I have talked about this before. There's a claim that Biggie had gone down to Compton before.
Biggie Smalls, you say you've seen him down in
Yeah, I've seen him in Compton before.
seen him down on the south side. Who's his running buds down there on the south side?
Right here.
KPD?
Yep.
So people, when you go, remember how we say lyrics? When we go back and listen to lyrics, how it's art in real life form. So when you go listen to Big's song, Long Kiss Goodnight, and he says, my team in the marine blue, that's what he's talking about, y'all.
Who else would he be with down besides Keith Davis?
That's about the main one he gonna be with. When he come out there, believe me, Keith gonna be with him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That Bad Boy had gone to Compton.
Yeah, they was on California Street a lot.
Which is Southside Crip.
Southside Crip, yeah.
What do you remember about that?
Well, I told you, my baby mother is from Southside Crips. And every time they came through, she told me. She told me a story about Biggie was bringing weed and drinks and sitting it out there.
Love TikTok shop.
All the Crips and them were kicking it. She told me that, the Crips was mad at Biggie and Puppy because Biggie was supposed to buy somebody something and it didn't happen. But those are conversations she told me, so I don't speak on it. But then I just did it. So, they used to come to Compton. Yeah. Didn't nobody know they was there, but they used to come to Compton.
And did Puff also
Absolutely,
you heard was
take
down
the
there?
tails off.
Puppy and Biggie. And they people, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there's speculation that amongst his crew that the day that he was killed, that during the daytime, that Zip
Love
Martin
TikTok shop.
came and picked him up and took him down to Compton.
Listen, I'm a little confused about something, man. When I talked to Ms. Wallace said that some guy had taken Biggie down to Compton earlier that day.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
This is Damian D-Rock Butler police interview back in 1997.
She said you told her that.
Ah. I don't know. What was something he been up to going down there? And I told her that to ask. You know what I'm saying? He was just saying something like that.
So you said that.
But then, like I said, he was just saying that they had went somewhere, but I never questioned it. When I left, they was there. When I came back, they was there. The only place they were talking about Fatburger.
Let me ask you a question. One of the rumors we heard that Biggie...
This just says it's a police interview, and it just says witness. It don't give a name. It's in 1997. And it says that Biggie was in Compton the day he got...
Was in Compton the day he got killed? How you know? Did you see him?
No.
But you seen him before that? Yeah. In Compton?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, they were like, they were like.
With him and Keith it was?
Yeah. Every single time they come to town.
Every single time they come to town. That's what.
Did you ever hear anything about that?
No. Mm-mm.
D-Rock, yup. That's what it's.
What did you think about
Crazy, man.
the fact that Southside's your rivals, but you guys are still all Compton, and these guys are kind of allied with New Yorkers? That
didn't bother us. I mean, it was a no-brainer. We right here, same distance. From them to us, same distance. It didn't matter. When it got rocky like that, it clashed. You hear KPD in the in the interview saying, they didn't want no problems with us. We did our thing. Come on, man. At the end of the day, did nobody win? Nobody won. Orlando wasn't in Compton after Tupac passed. You wouldn't finna ride down the street on a block on Burris or California Street and see Orlando them hanging out like that. Gangbangers ain't private eyes. They ain't finna go sit and wait and now we do our homework, but they wasn't
Is Mob James in 2017.
hanging on the block like that. It ain't like we didn't know what street they was on, but those streets was empty. They wasn't stupid. I mean, if they know it's on and there's going to be retaliation, let's not hang out like this, or let's hang further back in the cut. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, when you in the car driving and you looking for something, you ain't driving like that. Because everybody knows
Lane
if you're
kept a
driving
low
like that and the
profile
windows
right
down,
after.
they gonna start shooting at you before
It
you
was
start
reason
shooting
why
at them.
it was empty.
Everybody in the neighborhood know that. So riding around looking for something, you don't see it, let's roll. Let's roll. You didn't have Suge Knight in no cars trying to get the person that killed Tupac, and this his best friend. He didn't have that.
Oh, y'all can't see it, but when he said it's his best friend, he did the air quote. These two things are parallel. You got Suge saying that him and Pac was like his little brother and they was the closest and best of friends. Pac's father says that's not true.
Thanks. That is not true. You know, Pac wanted to leave Death Row. You see, towards the end, like around like August, around like July, August, Pac wasn't wearing that Death Row chain. He would start wearing that medallion. You ain't see no Death Row chain around his neck no more. And he had contract issues. You know what I'm saying? He was going in the office arguing with Suge, screaming at the top of his lungs. All of that. You know,
Yep.
he was about to be done. He wasn't wearing that Death Row chain no more.
Yep. He found out they was lying about the houses, the cars, and everything. Now,
Yeah.
let's put this in context, y'all. We know who Tupac is. We all know who Tupac is. And to pay him $5,000, we know he. Okay, come on, man. Come on, man. And so when you have Mob James saying his best friend, and it's equivalent to the same thing that Diddy is doing when it comes to Big. That was my best friend. And we know Big's mom said that's a lie. We know Big Gene said that's a lie. So you got two people on different codes. Again, this is just my opinion. These two people, you know what I'm saying, Suge and Diddy, knew that they were making money off of this. And I don't think they cared about whose life got taken as long as it wasn't theirs.
That gang banging mentality like we do. Suge wasn't quick to react when something like that happened. You know what I'm saying? If Tupac was my partner, if I gave a F about Tupac, it's right now. You know what I'm saying? This
That's how it goes.
you react in the hood when you lose the homie. It's right now. It's not next week. You know what I'm saying? After it was discussed, which everybody after the meeting, after the gathering, after that conversation, he should have been ready.
Man, and we'll end it right there because I mean that's facts right there. That's how it goes.
Hey,
You know.
GS Smooth, it's crazy how, you know, Pac's last words was "I can't breathe" and "F you" to the police. And then Baby Lane last words to the police was "F you." And then
Yeah.
Big's last words was just do it.
Do it. Yeah.
He
Just
said,
do it.
just do it, help.
Mm-hmm. You know, they're trying to get him out the car and get him to the hospital. You're right.
You could tell he was losing breath when he said help. He was like, help. You know, he was losing breath. Just
Yeah.
do it.
This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy, y'all. But we are here again. Let's give it up to Mob James and let's give it up to Smurder Rap. And there's more. So I'm pretty sure going forward, we're going to cover more things on this. All right. I'm just letting y'all know. So tomorrow's show is probably going to incorporate this same, pieces from this same interview. I'm just glad that we're fine. I shouldn't say glad. I'm thankful that somebody is actually coming out and speaking how Mob James is doing. So salute to Mob James. And I look forward to hearing or listening to more and seeing where it leads to. Once again, I want to thank you all for joining us for hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. What a day it's been, y'all. We're gonna keep up with the news as far as it pertaining to Rihanna. We're definitely gonna come back and listen to this right here. I'm gonna try to keep an eye out on the celebrity boxing match because I do think that King Harris is he's lost his mind. If he ever had one, I think he's lost his mind. I think it's time for T.I. to step in and make sure that doesn't take place. I would strongly hate to see King Harris get in a boxing match with 50 Cent. I don't think it's fair. I don't think that having a celebrity title put on at the front of the match, I don't think that's going to make a difference. You know, it's one of those things where you just got to keep that on wax. No, I'm going to say what I said before. I think Damani can do the rapping part like his dad. I don't think King Harris should, but I am going to go listen to the new diss song that he put out and give him a chance and listen to it. We definitely hadn't. Like I said, I wouldn't drive King Harris or King Kong for that matter. I wouldn't drive neither one of them past a studio. I wouldn't want them to record anything.
Hey, 50 had a comeback. 50 said something back to Papoose. He was like, bro, I'm not listening to somebody that career is finished and stuff like that. Just shitting on Papoose rapping career.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I gotta listen to that too. Like, this is, as long as it stays here on wax, or as long as it stays to lyrics, I'm okay with it. I'm perfectly okay with it. But I don't want everybody to get involved and then we start trying to go to that street just as that, because look, I don't know if I'll be here another 30 years, but we don't need people 30 years from now talking about this the same way we sitting here 30 years from the passing of Big and Tupac. We don't want to relive that again. We don't need that, right?
Facts. And that Ja Rule and 50 been going on almost 30 years. I think it started in 1999 between Ja and 50.
I think you're right, because that's when the whole poking started, right? The poking thing.
Yeah, happened. With Black and all that, yeah, and Unalive and Ink, yeah.
Yep.
Wrong. Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is why we do this. This is why we bring it to y'all. And we're going to continue doing the same thing, regardless of who don't like it. We got to continue doing this, y'all, because it's a lot of things that we did not know to look for back in the day. And now we're privy to have the opportunity to dissect and break things down and connect dots that wasn't present back then. We would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't do that, right? So that's what we're going to continue doing. Let me thank my panelists for being up here. I appreciate it. My little brother Big Mel, my little brother Matthew, he's gone now. My wife Michelle, and my sister Jenny, thank y'all so much. And thank you all for joining us here. We'll be back tomorrow for another episode of hashtag I'm Gonna Say It. You all enjoy the rest of your Monday. And remember, you could be anything in this world. Be somebody, but most importantly, be a child of God.